And gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another podcast. Live! Live! No sugar, no cream. Appreciate you checking us out, listening in on our conversations of high intelligence and often more than not, stupidity. I got that on lock. Anyways, guys, appreciate you checking out the podcast today. We are live just a day late. Take full responsibility for that, none of the blame.
Full responsibility, none of the blame.
Okay, sure. I thought I already said that, but thank you, Tim. I guess Tim takes full responsibility, none of the blame.
What exactly are you saying?
That's something silly. My I guess it's a dad joke. That's something funny my dad would say. I take full responsibility, but none of the blame. Okay. Shout out, Dad. Gotta love the dad jokes. I think I told this on the podcast before, but for a while there, my brother kept on saying dad jokes, and my dad didn't know what a dad joke was. It's referencing my dad telling jokes. He didn't understand that there was a blanket dad jokes thing, like corny jokes are dad jokes. And so for a while he thought he was just referencing his telling of jokes.
I know. Your dad is the king of dad jokes.
Oh, he is. He is the king of dad jokes, so it fit very well. So very understandably why why he thought that was about him. Made sense. Yeah. So I definitely, when I think of dad jokes, I definitely think of her dad like probably a lot of people do. And we all tell dad jokes. In fact, there's a good chance we laugh at most dad jokes. But yeah, so guys, it is Wednesday and we are live once again. Got the World Cup going on. Not big soccer fans at all, but we're enjoying watching a little bit of soccer. It's it can be entertaining, especially when they score, because it doesn't happen a whole lot. But I was watching today, watching the England, and what was the other team? Do you remember what the other team was?
Croatia.
Croatia. And it was going back and forth. I think it's tied through. Now I think it's 3-2. It might be 3-2. It was 2-2, but pretty exciting. World Cup going on in the U.S. and then also Canada, I think, and then Mexico a couple places, but mostly in the U.S. So shout out there. And that game was going on down there at the Cowboy Stadium. And they're in Arlington, Texas, so that's pretty exciting for them. But yeah, big deal having the World Cup here. Good for there's still soccer is really not huge in the U.S., but it makes a big deal when something like this comes here, and get a nice influx of people from all over the world. It's pretty exciting. I was seeing this article. It's amazing to see how different fans, interact and all that, and really, the big one was the Japan fans. And Tim, you might have even heard. You'll find this interesting if you didn't already know this, that they all come with bags and they're kind of like filled with air and kind of makes a little bit of noise with them before the game. But they bring those bags to after the game to pick up all the trash. So you go to a Japan game and literally all the fans clean up all the trash after the game.
That's amazing. Japanese culture,
and which is just amazing time too for it, because it's really. I think a lot of just fans in general of the other team were even joining in with them, seeing them do that too, and it's kind of infectious. But a lot of people are just loving it, and the big thing is, it's like a movie theater out there. People will just trash the place, and you get all these fans the Japanese fans literally come with their own little plastic bags and fill those things up and leave the place, and that's the way it should be. I mean, um, clean it up after themselves and others. So that I mean, take that note for shout out to Japan for really representing how it should be to take just general taking care of our planet and taking care of the things that are important. I mean, the stadiums cost billions of dollars now, so but pretty exciting. I'm not a big soccer fan, but I like to jump on the bandwagon and enjoy. US already won last week, so be interesting to see where they go from here. Definitely, of course, not favored to win by a long shot. What do you say? I think well, one to 40 or something like that.
1-40 for the US.
Yeah, for the
40 to
US.
1,
Yeah, yeah. So there's that. So slim chances. I mean, I wanted make any bets. Okay, Tim was
I
for that
just got us
entire.
live on Instagram. I'm sorry,
Okay,
I was not giving you any
no, you're
attention
good. You're good. I
'cause
was on a little bit of a
trying
roll.
to get us live on Instagram, and I just succeeded.
Awesome, awesome.
So
Tim is the wizard over here, guys. Tim is the producer. In fact, this podcast, if you didn't see it, like on Spotify, it is produced by Tim Listens, and
but I don't listen sometimes.
I was I wasn't going to say that out loud.
Don't say that out loud. Yes, sir.
but hey, I mean, it's good to be self aware and work on things. I mean, I'm not the best listener myself. I am oblivious to things probably happening around me at times just because I am not being very observant.
Oh, you have 100% of my attention now. Before you did,
we were talking a little bit off
could have
the
said
screen.
anything. You could have cussed me out, and I wouldn't have known.
Not on this PG podcast. That's after the podcast. No, at the got to throw a little NBA in there. Next week is the well, shout out to Knicks. They won fair and square.
Yeah,
They
deserved NBA championship. Congratulations. 53 years without a championship for the great city of New York. I absolutely love New York City. Not a fan of the Knicks because I'm a Celtics fan.
I mean,
But
after you come back,
gotta give them props.
After you come back down 29 points. I mean, goodness.
For Game 4,
Gosh,
they were down 29 and came back and won it. And Jalen Brunson did for when they win the game. He had 40 some. I don't remember how many. It was a game for the ages in a clinching game for a team in the finals. There are only a few teams a few players who've done that. 40 in the 40s. I don't remember exactly.
It was a good finals. All the games were within 5 points, I think. I feel the most part. All the games were fairly
like
close.
The Spurs say that we dominated. The Spurs led like 75% of the time. But that's not what wins the game. You can be ahead 75% of the time, but the only thing that matters who's ahead when it goes to 0.
Yep.
At the end of the fourth quarter. That's all that matters. You can be behind 29 points as the Knicks were, and if you win or you outscore your opponent and have the most points when the time goes to 0, that's all that matters. And the Knicks made that happen. So shout out to the Knicks. I will give them props where it is due.
So look forward to the Celtics killing it next year.
We always hope.
But yeah, we got the playoffs or the playoffs just ended. Yeah, playoffs. The draft is Tuesday and Wednesday. Which Tuesday we're going to be at a band.
Lost Lonely Boys.
Lost Lonely Boys. That is Tuesday.
Wow.
Yep.
Can't wait to see How Far Is Heaven? Lost Lonely Boys. Can't wait to see them in concert.
I didn't realize that song. Well, now that it makes sense too, that because I know I've heard. Wait, I've heard. No. I wasn't super familiar with them, but maybe I'm more familiar with them than I thought.
Why did you agree to go to the concert if you didn't even know any of their songs?
No, well, I usually agree for the most part, anyways. But
you do. You are very agreeable. Your agreeableness is very high.
I mean,
You
you
have a
don't
high agreeability
well, because
rating.
usually you're not picking out shitty, cheap, shoddy, bands to go to. You have
So,
good taste,
well,
which we had an awesome
I
time.
should yeah, Marcus King.
Marcus King was amazing.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist, and he brought out so many. It was I guess, a welcome back to Nashville kind of thing or whatever. And oh, Mike, my buddy Mike, who's a co-writer, you know Mike.
I've met him once or
He's
twice.
friends with, I guess, the guy who's the bus driver for Marcus King. And he told me that because I texted him, we were at the concert. He was reaching out to his friend, trying to get his friend to convince Marcus King to shout out Tim Wolf during the concert.
That would have been so
If he
crazy.
would have done that, I would have probably shat my pants.
We would have had to leave early.
It was like if he had pulled that off. So shout out to Mike, a good buddy. He tried, but it didn't happen. And as if I was Marcus King, I wouldn't shout out Tim Wolf. Who's Tim Wolf? To Marcus King, that is. Although, I don't know if this was my mind playing tricks on me. So Marcus had a CD signing event at the local music store in East Nashville, Grimey's. Shout out to Grimey's. And I pre-bought the CD, and then on the day of the signing, you go wait in line, and he will sign your CD, and you can take a selfie with it. And I have a selfie with a few selfies that they had it well organized. You wait in line, and it snakes through. But so the benefit for Grimes is that you have to snake through the aisles, and what you have nothing to do but look at the records and the CDs and the cases as you're waiting to inch forward. So they probably sell a lot of gear. So you're in there in line, and the line starts outside. And actually, another side note, I do a lot of side notes. I'm standing in line outside, and they have murals outside of recent albums. And on the mural, while I was waiting outside, Chris Stapleton's recent album was listed, and it showed, which I hadn't listened to, confession, but it showed the names of the songs on that album. And one of the names of the songs was South Dakota. And I'm like, Chris Stapleton did a song entitled South Dakota. I need to check that out. And I did, and I love the song. It's a very bluesy song. And I recorded a cover of it that's going to be on that is on my upcoming album. So anyway, that was I learned about that from the mural on the side of the record store outside waiting to go see Marcus King. So anyway, so waiting. I probably waited an hour and a half. It was fine. Everybody there was cool. And you're meeting some other people there. And I get to the front, and I walk up to Marcus. He was sitting on a table, and he had his dog with him. And he was kind of on a stage there. And as I walk up, I thought I heard him say, "Hello, Tim." And I'm like, how in the world did Marcus King know my name? I still think, was my mind playing tricks on me? And because I didn't give my name when I was waiting in line. So you wait in line, and then you're next in line, and there's a handler there saying, okay, this is what you do when it's your time. You go up there, and you'll take a couple selfies, and then they'll be available for you. And I think they used my phone for the selfies, I believe. Pretty sure. And they're pushing through a lot of people, hundreds of people. So it's very efficient. They got a kind of a handler in front. And then when you get through, there's somebody there to take your photo. And it's all very organized to make it go efficiently. You probably have 5 minutes at the table with Marcus, and he will sign your CD. But I swear that as I walked up to the table, he said, "Hi, Tim." I've thought about this. This has been a few years ago. What other phrase could have said that sounded like that? It says, "Hey,
it was probably okay then."
So, I mean. So you're saying there? I mean, the probabilities of that is probably. So you're saying there's a chance, 1 in a million from the Dumb and Dumber. The probability of him knowing my name is probably about that probability, 1 in a million. But it's not zero. So you're saying there's a chance. Anyway, but if he had called out my name, hey, shout out to Tim. Well, I don't know. I would have gone. I probably would have a heart attack while we were there. You were there with me. We were sitting side by side. But anyway, that didn't happen.
I wasn't there.
So you were at the Marcus King concert.
Oh, the concert, but not at the.
I'm saying if he'd called out my name at the Marcus King concert.
Yeah.
I was just giving an explanation.
Oh yeah. I would have crapped my pants along with you. We would have had to make a quick run to Walmart.
So anyway, hope that's an interesting story for you all.
Good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we got the concert Tuesday. That should be a lot of fun. We're like on the second row, I think. We're right there, I think.
Bought it a long time ago.
Yeah, I think I bought them.
Oh, you bought them? Or did I buy them?
Yeah, I bought them.
Okay. And then Red Clay Strays are coming in the fall. They're doing two. Last I checked, they're doing two nights at Bridgestone Arena. I want to see them. I did a previous podcast where I was amazed at the difference in draw because I thought they were roughly in the same level. Red Clay Strays and Marcus King. Marcus King's playing a 3,000 seat municipal auditorium, and Red Clay Strays are doing two back-to-back nights at Bridgestone Arena. Bridgestone Arena holds 20,000 people, so that's 40,000 versus Marcus King's playing 3,000. That doesn't make sense in my head. To me, they're both at the same rough level of popularity. But then, what do I? Just goes to show draw is not maybe what just fans might think. I mean, I'm more familiar with Marcus King's work than I am with Red Clay Strays, just because I really love Marcus King, his songwriting, his guitar playing, even his voice. So,
speaking of artists and stuff, one passed away over the weekend. He's a really goofy guy.
I don't know who you're thinking of.
Yeah, he's a kind of like a comedy musician, but very talented and really popular. And
Weird Al.
Not Weird Al, but kind of like Weird Al in a way, but did original music. He didn't like cover other people. He had
who was it?
1 second. His name just slipped my mind.
I'm aware of that. I mean, recently, I don't know. I need to. Things have happened that I haven't been aware of.
Oliver Tree. Really, I mean, it's going to sound like his look and everything.
I do not even know who that is. Now that you tell me the name. So
yeah, I mean, he's just 32, but I mean, super popular.
Oh, he's the guy that died in the helicopter crash.
Died in the helicopter
down
crash,
in Brazil or something like that. Yeah. Well, that was all over all my music news feeds. Oliver Tree, upcoming songwriter, passes, which is tragic. Way too young to die. But all I didn't know anything about him other than the fact that he had passed away in a tragic helicopter. Two helicopters crashed into each other, and he had himself and like 5 other people. The other one was just one guy flying the helicopter, and probably that guy's fault. Probably, I don't know, but yeah, is that what you read? 2 helicopters crashed into each other somewhere in Brazil.
I guess I didn't realize that makes sense that they would crash. They crashed in each other. I guess I didn't realize they crashed. I just knew that 2 crashed, but that makes sense that they crashed in each other. They both went down.
That's what my memory says. I read the highlights. I mean, I didn't read the article because I didn't even recognize the name. He's 32-year-old up-and-coming young songwriter. I didn't even know he did comedy.
He's a big part of YouTube stuff, so that's how I know him. He's been a lot. He's been he's friends with a bunch of YouTubers and comedians, and very loves and very popular in the YouTube world too. But I mean, I think he had millions of followers. But really a very goofy character, and and very, very entertaining. I mean, you can see just by his look that he's a goofball. But so very sad. There's a
So
lot of
a lot like
YouTubers
Seth
and
Holmes.
yeah, but I'm going to stick to modern transportation. I think I'm going to stay away from helicopters. Any propellers is that I'm going to be part of will just be uh, the newer, what do they call it?
Hovercraft?
Not the hovercrafts, but the oh my gosh, D-
Guess what Seth is thinking?
large drones,
A
large
hovercraft.
drones.
That's what I meant.
No,
Don't they call them?
hovercrafts is the ones that go across the water.
Okay.
Hovercrafts.
Okay. I meant the large drones is what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm ready for them. Uh, that I think that's going to be the new way of technology, which we should have been there years ago. It's kind of silly that we have basically flying cars. We should
The
have flying
Jetsons promised
cars.
us flying cars in
I
the
know.
60s.
Jetsons, where you at? No, that's her theme of Flintstones.
Yeah, the Jetsons, I
Jetsons.
believe, was just a modern version of the Flintstones. I believe. Hey, let's
Or
make
futuristic.
futuristic fusion.
They should have
Not
already been
novel.
here. They should have already been here.
Futuristic.
Yeah, you go to uh, Disney World and they got the carousel of time and just their concept of the future and everything and where we would be. It's kind of crazy. Like all that technology that you would thought would be advancing basically went in the phone. That's where all the technology has been for the last 20 years, which has been amazing. I mean, you can literally do everything from your cell phone, have a job, um, communicate. I mean, everything through your cell phone. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Everybody uses it to get into to movie theaters, to get have your tickets on there. I mean, I had to I had to get a new cell phone just because I was going to an NBA game and the the mechanism on it that reads the reader it was something that was completely separate from Bluetooth or whatever, and that was broken on that phone, and I had to get a new phone, or I would have had an issue getting into the NBA game that I was gonna go to.
Wow. Wow. I mean, the technology, we just, it works. And if you don't have your phone, I mean, yeah, I'm just thinking international travel. I love international travel. And just comparing, contrasting two two periods. So in 2018, I went on a trip, 3-week trip through Europe. I started in Barcelona, Spain. Love Barcelona, and the cathedral they're building there. Forgot the name of the architect. Phenomenal stuff, and they're still finishing it. Multi spirals, very holy. I really felt the presence of God when I walked into it, even though it is a tourist attraction. Uh, La Familia Cathedral, Familia something. I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. And anyway, I quickly realized that in order to get around, I needed to have Wi-Fi. I needed to have GPS to walk around and not get lost. And I remember my plan. I was on your plan at the time, and I remember I contacted you. This was 2018 because we were on the shared plan,
Mhm.
and I said I need to have the international service added to my phone so that I can get Wi-Fi. And with AT&T at the time, it was $10 a day. You could have it, and I needed it, and you added it for me. I thought it was quite novel. I had my cell phone service in Europe.
Yeah,
It
pretty
was
amazing.
it was very amazing at the time. Only $10 a day. Well, I mean, $10 a day is $10 a day, but it's I was amazed that I was connected and I could get calls and do texts and
Mhm.
social media posts and all that kind of thing. I remember being absolutely amazed that it was possible. Fast forward 3 years to 2021. Now, this is from my viewpoint. And my buddy Jimmy and I spent a 3-week tour through Ukraine. This was before Russia invaded them. The Soviet Union, or Russia invaded. Uh, and we toured the Ukraine and played music for 3 weeks there. And That was 21. So COVID was still rearing its ugly head, and you had in order to get out of then we went to Warsaw, Poland, and I remember specifically that in order to get out of the country, you had to be tested for COVID because everybody was all concerned about that time. And you had to, and I remember that was a pretty time. You had to have your COVID card to go to restaurants in New York City. If you remember, you guys probably all remember those COVID era times.
I didn't realize that your music was come on the edge of that. Wow.
Music.
That I didn't realize that you were traveling during that time when that was basically starting, right?
we were
already going on. Wow.
And that was an experience in itself,
Yeah.
traveling to Ukraine. There were times that we felt we were lucky to escape.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you could have got stuck somewhere.
Maybe that'll be a subject another time. And yeah, and so we paid for a guy who organized it. His name was Sasha. He was less than reputable, I believe, and we actually left a week early because we thought it was suspect. And one of the and he got all the hotels for us. And one of the hotels we check into it, and it's all women staff. We check into it, and it's got a swing in the hotel, and a lot of mirrors. And we actually came to recognize that this is a brothel. We're staying in a hotel that doubles as a brothel. And we didn't partake in any of that. But it seemed like the women that worked behind the counter seemed, as the time went on, we were there for like 3 days or so. They were disappointed that we didn't take advantage of their services. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I got videos of it. It's a swing in the middle of it. It was, there were other hints that this was an actual brothel. Now, he probably thought he was doing us a favor, but neither. Jimmy's married, and he's faithful to his wife, and I'm not going to be involved in that anyway. But that's one of the stories. There's a lot of stories. It was interesting. That was because of Sasha who booked it. But anyway, I remember we were in Warsaw, which I love Warsaw. I would live in Warsaw in a heartbeat. Reminded me of New York City, the energy of New York, but at 1/5 the cost. Absolutely loved Warsaw, Poland. One of my favorite cities. Food, amazing. Food in Ukraine was amazing too. But anyhow, I remember specifically 3 years after the 2018, when having a phone was a luxury and unexpected. Nobody, not many people, not many of the tourists, because you see a lot of the tourists, not many people had a cell phone that was working. Fast forward 3 years, it was expected that you had your phone because you had to have your phone or an iPad to get the pass that showed that your COVID test. You had to get COVID test, and then they texted it to you, and then you had to show that. You had to have your phone charged up in order just to get out of the country. In just 3 years, it went from, oh, this is a luxury, I actually have my phone working, to expected that everybody had a working phone internationally. That was my experience. So the technology moves fast.
It's interesting too. I feel like, I mean, this of course is a silly thing to say, but I feel like there was a conspiracy between all those barcodes and COVID. They finally got us all to use those stupid barcodes, take pictures of us. Finally, after years of those being around, we finally were forced to use those stupid barcodes because we all had to use it for like menus and everything. And now it's just an easy part of our, like, oh, barcode, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny.
Anyway, so yeah, now you can't live modern life without a phone. Everybody just use your phone. I mean, it's assumed. It is assumed. You say, "Well, I don't have a phone." If you like trying to get, like you said, getting into the game or whatever, things like that, getting a ticket to get into Marcus King, we used our phones to do that. Now, yes, you can have hard tickets, but it's rare.
I was reading in the description of the email for the tickets coming up Tuesday. It says you can print out the ticket if you want with a barcode on it. We prefer you not to. We'd rather you just use your cell phone.
Sure, yeah.
No use to waste paper.
Yeah, you need a working cell phone, and now I have an iPhone 14.
So basically, we will look at you funny when you bring up.
Absolutely, that's the point. That's exactly it. We will look at you funny, and you will be ostracized. and you maybe put in another side, like this is the odd people without a phone, without a cell phone.
As we're going in, I hand you a paper.
Yeah, I mean, it's expected. It's just not you expect it and you're unusual. You might be able to get by in certain situations without it, but everybody's gonna look at you funny. And so that's where we are in 2026. And my phone's an 14, an iPhone 14, and it's to the point where planned obsolescence. They got sued for this in Europe. They can't do it, but I believe my phone is planned obsolescence. I can't get it to charge. To get it to take a charge, you got to wiggle the wire just a certain way, and it doesn't want to keep a charge, which is one of the reasons that we have had difficulty with using my iPhone.
Your phone?
This is the first video where we are using my Sony camera, and I don't know why we didn't use my Sony camera from the beginning because it's a superior photo. It should be a superior video. I guess we'll see when we look back at it. But it's not going in and out that I can see, at least on the computer here. And I think it's a superior upgrade. I've had this all this time. Why didn't I use it from the beginning? But regrets. What could have been?
Feeling pretty good about the way it
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Love a comment, guys. If you can tell the difference between switching from the iPhone to Sony camera. What kind of camera is that? Do you know off the top of your head what?
Pass.
You know,
I don't know the model. In fact, at church, so I serve at church. I'm in the welcoming, so I work on the Connect bar, and that means that part of that team is you stand behind the it's like information and customer service, if you will. I guess you call it customer service. And there are people that stand there and questions, when can you drop off and pick up in childcare, or what are the, all the different things that you might need to know. Or another part of that team is you stand at the door and welcome people as they come. And that's the easy one. All you got to do is have a big smile and say, welcome. And then as they leave, have a great week. And I'm good at that. So that's the role they give me. And I'm not doing the Connect. So anyway, and they also have photographers with professional cameras. And this young lady who's taking photos, I'm standing at the top of the steps. She comes and stands right next to me. I guess she's getting photos of people coming in. And I ask her, is that because I've come to understand that there are two main schools of thought when it comes to DSL cameras, Sony or Canon, and they're different software. Because I had to ask for questions for somebody who's a pro how to set mine because I was having problems like this use. It would go in and out of focus all the time. Those of you who used to watch my live, that would do that all the time, and I needed to figure out the setting for that. And I asked some of my professional photographer friends, videographer friends, and I remember asked one of my friends, and I said, "Can you advise it?" She goes, "No, I'm a Canon person. Find somebody. Ask Chaz. He's a Sony person." So I did ask Chaz, and he fixed it for me. That's why it's not going in and out now. Thank you, Chaz. Chaz Mazzota, great videographer and artist as well. Shout out to Chaz. Anyway, and so this young lady, her name's Michaela, she was standing next to me, and she had the big camera with the big lens. And I just asked her, "Is that a Sony or is it a Canon?" And she said, "It's a Sony." So I said that. And then she says, "Well, what kind do you have?" And I had to say the exact same you asked. "What's the model?" He spits off the model. "Well, this is a Sony, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "I have a Sony." "Well, what model do you have?" Pass. I should have
next
memorized.
question, please.
All I know is it's the Sony. And
it's a beautiful day today.
I should know. I bought it because there was actually my previous roommate Howard was living here. He had a friend from the Northwest, either Oregon or Washington, I don't remember which state. This tattoo artist who came and stayed here for like 3 or 4 days and tattooed Howard's chest. And he would lay on the kitchen table, and I brought some of these lights. These lights we're using, I brought them downstairs, so he had lots of light. And he's like, it's like an operating environment because he's got the glasses and he's doing the fine work on his chest. And every day he would work on it. And they made it a party. in a way, all the there people would come by just to watch Howard get a tattoo. There are people here that I'd never met every day. It was kind of fun. Anyway, I can't remember the name of that individual. What a kind man he was. He, I said, "Do you have any advice?" 'Cause their TikTok was blowing up at the time, and I'm sure it's doing quite well still. And I said, "Do you have any advice for me?" And he came up here and he said, "This is the setting you should use by those guitars, and that's what I've been using most of my videos, and you need a new camera." And he went with me to Best Buy to get the parts that I needed, and I ordered the camera that he recommended and all of the settings and all that sort of thing. And shout out to him for advising me. That's why I have the lens as well, because not just the camera, you have to get the right lens as well, because the camera body, and then you need a lens on top of it. And I can see you're bored out of your mind.
Bored out of my mind? No.
But anyway, I would
No.
love to be more aware and knowledgeable about cameras. I mean, I would like to be able to be the guy that say, "Hey, you got a question on Sony cameras? Yeah, Tim, he's the Sony camera expert. Yes, what is your question? I will help you." I would love to get to that point, but I am far away from that at this point in time.
Sorry for asking.
Why? Because I have, hey, I have. Good to see you on here.
Was that a stroke? Did you have a stroke?
That's the username on
Instagram. Oh, thank God. Can you see how it seems like a stroke?
So, just like anything, time, studying it, reading the manuals, watching some videos.
Watching some YouTube videos.
You can be an expert just about anything without paying hardly any money, because there's so many YouTube and training.
Here's a YouTube video for that.
It's a wonderful time. Yeah, it's a wonderful time to be alive. There's so much knowledge available. So, F1. We have cars just screaming by here all the time in this development. It's
not too horrible, but enough to be slightly annoying. But the motorcycles are the worst ones, I think. Right?
My housekeeper, she came and we were talking about it, and she said this is the worst I've ever seen. She goes to different houses and cleans.
Really?
She said the cars, making noise and screaming by. She said it's horrible. And in fact, our neighbor actually moved. They have kids. They moved. One of the main reasons because all the cars speeding by, and they rented their house. And then south in Nashville, and they rented their house to 3 young musicians who I met. And so that's cool. Maybe one day we'll jam or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we used to be almost. Well, it wasn't a dead end, but
that
now
he's going like 60 by. At least, can you hear him? Yeah, just went by. This is a development. This is not a highway. This is a development.
But now you could go straight through all the way to the road over there. It used to be just a dead end right there. I mean, you could take a left though, but yeah, it used to be.
So when I talked to Brandon, and they were talking about the fact that they was because of the kids and the cars streaming by, and his wife said, "Well, they've had on the docket to put speed bumps for 5 years. They just haven't gotten around to it." And I actually asked my buddy, songwriter Mike, about that, and he said, "Boy, I hate those. I would rather not have the speed bumps and put up with the speeding cars than have to deal with the speed bumps." So that's interesting. I'm interested. Those of you watching this, if you had cars speeding by your house in a development, would you rather have speed bumps that you had to navigate every time you drove, or would you put up with the speeding cars so you didn't have to put up with speed bumps? I'm interested. Let's have a poll.
I wonder if you hear it better.
You mean it's louder up here?
I wonder if it's louder up here.
You don't hear it when you're downstairs?
I do, but it doesn't. I feel like it's not that often. It more like I hear it sometimes when I'm in my bedroom, like from the motorcycle later in the evening.
I thought they were all cars. Some are motorcycles?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some motorcycles in the evening. In fact, one motorcycle was chilling, talking to this neighbor right here. Last night. but I don't know if he's one of the loud ones. But, I mean, it seemed like he probably was. Just idling was making a decent
We're
amount of
we're
noise.
we're turning into grumpy old men.
I tell you, back in my days.
Get off my lawn.
But I definitely don't. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that someone would be moved. I didn't think it was that bad, um, at all.
Oh, I forgot to shout out Shadow Music. No, Shadow is there anymore, but Shadow gave us a thumbs up.
Thanks for the thumbs up.
Oh, not Shadow Music. Just said happens all the time in front of my house. So Shadow Music's still on. Thank you for joining us.
And the big plus about living in a cul-de-sac, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Big bonus there.
Oh, and Shadow Music. I don't know.
Or in the middle of nowhere.
They said speed bumps for sure. They said they'd rather have the speed bumps. So
Yeah.
there's a vote for speed bumps there. So
yeah, I would at this point I would rather no speed bumps.
Sure. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. Wow, thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Who was that?
Shadow Music.
Shadow Music. That's a good name. I like it. Shadow Music.
Yeah. I'm gonna check out.
Shadow
Probably
Music.
another artist. Yeah.
Shadows from beyond. Shadow Music.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Free sponsorship for this
Free
guy.
sponsorship.
Free sponsorship, Shadow. We are unofficially sponsored by Shadow. Well, I did a little bit of a.
Yeah, did you talk about this yet?
No, I haven't. You know, so this is Mountain Valley Water. It's from Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's kind of funny, but most people think, "Hey, you're just trying to be like all the other cool podcasts and stuff, and celebrities drinking Mountain Valley Water." But no, I grew up in Hot Springs, so I thought I was getting a kick out of seeing it pop up on everybody's podcast. Sit in the background or drinking from it, or usually just sitting there for the most part. And it's won a number of awards, but I didn't know of them advertising really at all. But so they must have gotten picked up by some celebrity, or they could ship it to them, and somebody was like, "Hey, this is good water," and it's good water. It comes right out of comes boiling hot, basically out of the ground there in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Really good water. You can get it for free there, but it's bottled up. There's a number of different places that you can get it from the ground, and Mountain Valley Water has been bottling since 1871. So I guess their company's been around that long, but it's a nice glass bottle there. So I just wanted to shout out to Hot Springs and very loved
water,
very yummy water. And you'll see it pop up a lot of podcasts and stuff just chilling there. So I was like, man, I got to hand out a bottle to represent Hot Springs there, where I grew up and went to high school with the Lakeside High School.
What? Hot Springs intrigues me. I never knew until recently, the last couple of years when we go there. Now your parents still live there, of course, and you actually graduated high school from Hot Springs High School, right?
Lakeside High School. So Hot Springs is a separate high school. It's
still Greater Hot Springs, right? I mean,
no, there's Hot Springs High School, and then there's Lakeside High School.
But I mean, it's great. I mean,
but in the area, yeah.
And
Bill Clinton went to Hot Springs High School, though.
Oh, okay,
mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought he was from the main city. What's the main city? The capital.
Little Rock. I mean, he was the governor of Little Rock and stuff there, but no, he grew up in Hot Springs.
I did not know. Mm-hmm. I learned something today.
Yeah,
Bill Clinton was from Hot Springs. Anyhow, so I would visit. I mean, I was at your graduation. I was at your wedding, your brother's graduation, your brother's wedding, and many other times that I've been there. So I've been coming to Hot Springs for many years, and it's only in the last year or two that I became to appreciate the wonderful history that Hot Springs has. And we stayed at Arlington. What's the name of that hotel?
Arlington Hotel. Here, let me look it up.
And Resort.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got that 20s feel to it. I think the 20s were the real go-go, the 1920s, not the 2020s, were the real go-go years in Hot Springs.
The Arlington Resort hotel and spa.
And it's just this grand hotel that, for one, when you get your access to your room, they don't give you a card. They give you a physical brass key. How many
Old
hotels
school
still do
keys.
that? Old school still. It's just a nice touch. And you walk into the foyer, and it's just beautiful, Art Deco kind of design.
Live music on the weekends. Beautiful bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Little museum. We went through. We took our time going through a little museum right there.
Right, yeah.
Right there.
And a lot
next
of
to the.
celebrities came there and stayed there,
Mhm.
big names back in the day. I
Mhm.
mean, it was the thing to do. People would go there to get the bath, I guess, the bath salts or whatever,
Mhm.
and it was the thing, and it was quite the thing on the map. And so now it's like an after. I mean, and afterthought a bit. I mean, I've not seen anything in the press about Hot Springs is a hot place.
Not as popular as what it used to be. I mean, definitely, but still a nice escape. I mean, and that is not crazy popular. Makes it fun to go to too.
Right. And I didn't even know that
But
you had horse
during the
racing there.
season, yeah. Oh,
I
during
didn't even know you had horse racing
the
there.
horse season and stuff,
not quite,
the
not at
place
the
is
level
packed.
of the big three, not at the level of the Preakness, the Belmont, and the Kentucky Derby, of course, the big three.
But it is, which I didn't
It's
know.
the
But
next
you
level
knew,
below.
stepping stone.
To get
You got to win there.
to get win like at the one in the Arkansas, whatever it was called, Arkansas or whatever it was called,
Arkansas Derby.
Arkansas Derby. So I'd like to go there when they have that going on there.
Yeah, I've never
and
been to a
maybe
race.
go to a horse race there, and just horse racing is just. We need to go to the Kentucky Derby because my buddy is from Madison, Indiana, and he knows a lot of people. I mean, it's only an hour from Louisville, and we need to. I want to go to the Kentucky Derby one day. That's.
I told you about somebody that I bagged groceries with this older gentleman that worked at there at
the Derby grounds.
Derby. Did I tell you about that?
What's it called? No.
What's
it called? Where they have the horse race. The name of the track.
What are they called? It's very prominent. Oakland. This older gentleman, probably in his 60s, just bagging groceries for just like during off-season time when he's not. He works basically full time there during when seasons in full going at there in Oakland, and I guess he cleaned horses or he worked on the horses. I think he did one of the jobs associated with the horses, and he got really good picks. And supposedly, somebody was telling me that he's made good money by getting inside information. He'd be gathering it from everybody and was able to make some really good picks.
Nice.
It was like, wow, very clever, very clever. And sure enough, he drove a nice Cadillac. He pulled up bag of groceries with me for minimum wage, and that was back in the day too. Pay was a couple bucks less than it was nowadays, but nice Cadillac and really nice guy, and been doing that for years and years, and yeah, definitely probably his 50s or 60s, but yeah, working that inside information. So but yeah, because too, he probably didn't get a straight answer per se, but he's like, okay, maybe this horse nobody's talking about. This has a little bit of injury, and but if he's going stall to stall, he's getting everybody's information, able to put it all together. Man, that's pretty clever, and be able to make some good picks. So that's funny.
Yeah, special events like that. Like I'm from South Dakota, of course, and probably one of the biggest annual events that happens in the state of South Dakota is Sturgis Rally. Motorcyclists know
South
Sturgis
Dakota.
Rally. South Dakota.
You mentioned that before. That's part of Canada, right?
And Sturgis Rally is in the Black Hills, beautiful Black Hills, South Dakota. And
yeah, number one I think, right?
motorcycle rally.
Rally, I think.
I think Daytona would argue, but of course, I'm a South Dakotan, so I'm going to say Sturgis is number one. I think Daytona is a big one as well. Anyhow, for 3 weeks, if you have a booth there selling food or beer or merch or whatever, and you're lucky enough to have that booth space, I'm sure you have to pay for it, but you can make enough money during those 3 weeks to live on for the rest of the year. You make so much money in those 3 weeks because everything's, of course, very expensive. And if you have access to that, maybe you're selling t-shirts or you're selling alcohol or you're selling food. I believe that if you're lucky enough to have those spots, you can make it for the rest of the year and do nothing else. Same thing. There are people in South Dakota is a state that allows fireworks, and there are people who make their annual wage selling fireworks in the lead up to the 4th of July. And they make so much money during that time that they don't really have to do anything else.
Sturgis is number one.
Sturgis is number one.
Over 500,000 riders annually.
Yeah, I mean, I had employees when I had my snack food business in South Dakota. Some of them were Sturgis bikers, and they would sooner probably die than not go to the rally. And it was just accepted. They were going to be at the rally. They were going to be in Sturgis. So, Shadow Music. He says he's about 45 minutes outside of Daytona, and Bike Week gets wild in Daytona. So yeah, I knew Daytona was big. It's big. It's rivals Sturgis, I believe. It's quite a big event.
Yeah, it looks like this is the second most popular Daytona Bike Week.
So bikers are quite a group. So I'm sure the same thing in Daytona. If you're able to have a booth or whatever that you can sell merch or beer or food or whatever during Daytona Bike Week, you might be set for the rest of the year. I mean, long hours, I'm sure, and you got to make sure you don't run out of whatever it is you're selling. So it's not trivial. It's not easy, but if you do it right, you can be set for the most part, I think, for the rest of the year. So event marketing is a real thing.
Sturgis estimate is 500,000 to 700,000, and Daytona is 500,000 plus.
Yeah, so I think they're pretty neck and neck, actually. I mean, South Dakotans would say Sturgis is bigger, but I think they're both pretty important to bikers, I would say. So
it'd definitely be hard to count how many people are total there, huh?
I want to
play. It is no, it's free, isn't it? It's free to walk around, right? Or no?
Pass. I don't know. They gotta have. I'm sure there's gotta be entry. There's gotta be.
Pass. Jim has the open pass. All questions.
They gotta make money. I mean, I'm sure you gotta pay a ticket. There's no way it's free. I'm gonna submit that it's you gotta have an admissions ticket. Why would they do it for free? I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
My goal is I want to play on the stage. My music is blues, and that fits Sturgis Rally and probably Daytona as well. And I want to play Sturgis.
Probably the main way they make money is from booths. And then if you have free admission, then you have a just crazy amount of people coming, and you make the money from the booths.
What have I been saying? Have you been listening to what I've been saying?
Well, yeah, you mentioned the boost part, but you said you were thinking it's
that's the vendors make the money. Oh, I now understand. My bad. I misunderstood. The money you make is from selling the booth space.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I understood. I misunderstood what you were saying. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Apologies. You were right.
Yeah. Chef knows his place.
Yeah, the money from paying, if you're making that much money from renting the booth space, the payment of that booth space is going to be pretty substantial, and the organizers of the event are going to make a pretty penny just from that. Yeah, you are correct. I would say so. Yeah. Any big event. I mean, big state fairs used to be a big deal. I know my good buddy Fedge, they always would have food vending, if you call it vending, food concessions. That's what it's called, concessions at the South Dakota State Fair, which was in our hometown. And I mean, South Dakota is a small state. We only have 800,000 people in the entire state, and most major cities have more than that. But the South Dakota State Fair, which has really fallen off the map now. I mean, people don't go to state fairs anymore like they used to. But when I was a kid, that was a big event to go to the state fair. And my buddy Fetch would have concessions there, and they would make a pretty penny from the South Dakota State Fair week, selling food.
Sturgis is technically free, even though there's, getting a hotel and everything. There's
really? So admissions
involved.
is free. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But I'm sure there's many enticements to take your money.
Oh yeah, they're saying for like budget for a person for 5 to 7 days is like $750 to over $4 million.
And a lot of
4,000.
A lot of people stay in tents, a lot of camping, because in the summer it's in August, it's quite warm, and people camp. Black Hills are beautiful outdoorsy place. So,
yeah, Arkansas has become super popular with theirs, bikes, blues, and barbecue. It's in the top 5, I think.
See, but there we go. Bikes, blues, and barbecue. It's another one I would love to play. I need to be hitting these people up. Hey, book Tim Wolf. You're from Arkansas. Put in a good word for me. Bikes, barbecue.
Arkansas, hire my uncle now. Oh, wrong number. Sorry. Wrong number. I accidentally called Minnesota. They were not happy. Well, I think that will round it up for this podcast, guys.
Round it up.
Round it up. Round her up. Round it up. I just
56 minutes and 58 seconds.
Oh, we showed all our cards. We showed all our cards.
Minutes.
Draw, Pilgrim. Guys, appreciate you guys checking out the podcast and laughing with us, crying with us, whispering with us.
Laughing at us, possibly.
That's what I would recommend. That's strongly recommended. Don't hold back now, you hear? Guys, feel free to please share the podcast on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. If you just like to, we're on Spotify, Apple, you name it. We're there, son. We're there. We're ready for your listening ears.
Instagram.
We're on Instagram. God. After Tim's hard work today, please watch us and like us on Instagram. And you see our little clips, of course. Check out our little clips we post from time to time. They're always entertaining and funny. Guys, we'll see you the next time. I appreciate you guys listening and watching, and we love you very much. Bye.